What's up, guys? It's your boy Lax Attacks, and welcome to something cool, something different. What this is the I think it's called the Muskrat E4 League, done by this guy called Muskrat. But basically, it's this thing where you have 6 Pokemon. You just choose 6 Pokemon. It's not a draft format or anything. You choose 6 Pokemon and you go against these gym leaders who are obviously monotype, and then the Elite Four are the champion, and they have their own 6 Pokemon from that specific type. And yeah, so you have to do your best with your 6 Pokemon. You can't change them to go up against the gym leaders and their teams. So yeah. Anyway, this is... So before I go into just quickly what this team is, I'm going to very quickly run through the teams before each battle. But yeah, because I prep quite hard for these things. I just prep quite hard in general, so I put a little bit of time into these, like 25 minutes or so. I try and aim for, but yeah, so my 6 which I have for this tournament are Starmie, WHAMdorus, MAGor, TangGOAT, Tyranitar, Mega Tyranitar, and Kothag. I'm kind of gutted that I didn't just decide to use Silvally for one of my 6, because Silvally is really good, obviously, in this kind of thing. It didn't cross my mind, and I kind of choose these quite impulsively, but you know what, it's fine. We'll do just fine without it. But basically, this is and the gym leaders, they can have really broken Pokemon. Like one of the gyms, the Steel Gym, is Mega Lucario. They can choose one if they want to from a select list, but this gym didn't, luckily. And their team is on this trainer card, and it is Mega Venusaur, Superior, Tapu Bulu, Breloom, Ferrothorn, and Katana. So immediately, straight off the bat, the Pokemon Mega Tyranitar wasn't really going to be doing anything this game. Not just because it's weak to grass, but because it's set up fodder for like all these Pokemon can come in, and I kind of have to stay in and attack them anyway, otherwise they just set up, and I can't have these Pokemon setting up. Breloom, Superior under grassy terrain is the biggest problem to my team. Tapu Bulu is very manageable. Breloom is very manageable. Venusaur is kind of annoying, and Ferrothorn's annoying, but Superior under grassy terrain is something I have to really cover with my team. But let's go through mine, obviously using my 6. The first member I decided to use was Starmie, and this Starmie set's really cool, because basically I knew he was going to bring like Spike Stack with Ferrothorn. That's what I was really scared of. And so I decided on... I decided to run a Reflect type Starmie, just so I could basically... This means that if he goes into Ferrothorn on this, and I Reflect type and I beat him 1v1, if he goes into Venusaur, then, you know, that's cool. I guess that kind of pressures him. It means that because I don't think he'll have Sacred Sword on his Katana. This means that if I copy the what do you call it? The fucking Ferrothorn, then I can beat the Katana 1v1, but basically, this set gets off the easy rapid spins. Hidden Power Fire hits everything really hard, obviously, because it's a monograss team. Apart from the Mega Venusaur, but I'm not too scared about Mega Venusaur on my team. I've got some pretty heat sets to help beat that, but I have the Rindo Berry just so I can check Breloom quite safely. I mean, the only thing I have to be scared for is Scarf Bullet Seed, but I'm really not scared about that with my team. So yeah, Breloom isn't that much of a threat. The real threat's up, but this means I can live a Leaf Storm and maybe pick it off if it's weakened with Hidden Power Fire. Or maybe Reflect type up or something if it's not Hidden Power Fire itself, but obviously I didn't expect it to be. But yeah, anyway, moving on, I decided that that was a pretty heat win condition, just sitting there in the back of my mind. And this is my boy, 52% Orlando T. Calm Mind, Hidden Power Flying, Rest... Oh yeah, EV's on this, outspeed set, but Calm Mind, Hidden Power Flying, Rest, Sleep, Talk. With enough speed to outspeed Jolly Bulu. There isn't that much to say about this set, but it's my win condition in this game. And with the Intimidate and the Grassy Seed, so if he's +2 Katana, and I go into this, Intimidate lowers his attack by 1, and Grassy Seed will boost my defense by 1 under grassy terrain, so that just cancels out his SD, and I can live a hit and do about 70 to 80% with a Hidden Power Flying. which is really cool. It's pretty neat tech. But also it means I can set up on the Bulu, I can set up on like Scarf Katana really easily, because if I just come in and I just -2 its attack effectively, and that means I can set up. I mean, I already set up on Venusaur really easily, unless it's like raw Venusaur, which it could be for like a Shift Gear MAGor, but I don't think it will be. That wouldn't make much sense to me. But yeah, Calm Mind, Hidden Power Flying, Rest, Sleep, Talk, enough speed for Bulu, put the rest in defense. This can handle an SD Breloom. This checks it super well, because Breloom doesn't outspeed this, and I kill him with Hidden Power Flying, and I cancel out his SD if he is like some weird Salak set. So yeah, that's really all I'm going to say about that. Like, I also take a Bloom Doom from regular Katana on the grassy terrain with this. It does about 60% with a grassy seed and intimidate combination. So it's a pretty neat combo at taking some things out and giving me setup opportunities. Then Hidden Power Flying, because it hits everything really hard. A +1 at Oko's Katana, I think, just about after like rocks damage. And yeah, that's all I really need to do with this thing. It's really great win condition. Sets up on Venusaur, sets up on Breloom, sets up on Bulu, technically. I mean, unless it's Nature's Madness, sets up on Ferrothorn. Although I am going to try and weaken Ferrothorn down to beat this, because Leech Seed would put this in range of everything, pretty much. And Rest, Sleep, Talk, because obviously most of Superior and Katana outspeed, and I don't want to just get worn down by then. But yeah, anyway, moving swiftly on. Third Pokemon I decided to bring was just so that I don't get my ass pounded in by Superior, which is a great Pokemon in League format and stuff like that. I started to bring in MAGor. Now, MAGor isn't the best answer to Subseed Serp, but then again, I don't have a good answer to Subseed Serp on my team. This can be a little bit shaky, but I take any hit it wants to throw at me with quite a lot of ease, even on the grassy terrain. And the fact of the matter is, he's got very few switch-ins. I have Ice Beam Peel to do a lot more damage to the Superior, and also to hit the Venusaur if it comes in before it Mega Evolves, because I think that'll be its switch-in with like Hidden Power Fire, because I just can't break it, and it can break me slowly. But yeah, I was thinking about Shift Gear, but if I bought Shift Gear MAGor, I think I just lose the Superior, like turn 1. So I kind of needed to cover for that, and this set kind of gives me a pivot. I can pivot around it. The idea with my team is to sort of put a lot of pressure on the Superior so it can't do its thing. And then hopefully WHAMdorus or my second sweeper, which I'll show you, which is the last one on my team I'll show you, can come in and just clean up. But yeah, anyway, moving swiftly on, we have defensive Tangrowth. This switches into Breloom and what do you call it? Fucking Katana super well. It takes them both on 1v1 super easily, because I don't think he'll be Fight Z, because Fight Z is kind of meaningless coverage unless he wants to hit the thing. Corkscrew Crash doesn't kill me at +2, I don't think. I think it's a roll, but even if he does kill me with Corkscrew Crash, he doesn't kill me if he's timid 19 IVs. Katana, if he's maxed at Corkscrew Crash, then I have Starmie to check it, so that's completely fine. And the speed boosting set just doesn't beat this to Tangrowth. And yeah, so I'm completely fine against the thing. Breloom is quite easy to check. So, I have Infestation, because I'm not really going to use that to take 1v1s, which a lot of people use Infestation for. But I have Infestation, so imagine if he goes into something like Venusaur, I can stick it in, and so that I can just prevent doubles around this Pokemon. More aggressive doubles, and also it means that I have damage. I'm putting a little bit of damage onto the Superior, putting a little bit more damage onto the Venusaur, things that might want to try and set up on me. So yeah, that's mainly the reason for Tangrowth. It's kind of expendable, but it's not as expendable as this Pokemon, which I'm literally just having to set up Stealth Rocks. This is just Tyranitar Mega Tyranitar, Beefcake, my boy. Doesn't do anything in this game, because obviously the grass team, but basically I have to set up Stealth Rock, and if he goes into any of his setup mons, I have to stay in. And I have to kill them. I have to click attacks on them. If he goes to Superior, I have to Fire Punch. If he goes to Breloom or anything, I have to Fire Punch against this offensive Pokemon. Even Bulu, because I just can't have... I mean, Bulu I can switch into... Bulu and Katana not so much, but if he goes into Superior, I have to just attack it. Because I know I can live a Leaf Storm with the Sand Up, and I can get a huge chip on it, which is kind of what I want to do, but hopefully I can trade rocks with Ferrothorn and then just knock it out the next turn. I have to be quite scared of the grassy terrain power whip, but that wouldn't kill me anyway. So I can put a huge amount of damage into Ferroform, which helps my WHAMdorus clean a little bit easier. So yeah, that's kind of the only reason Tyranitar has this set. Like, I have to bring Tyranitar, obviously I have to bring all 6 of my Mons. And this is obviously the best set I have for this situation. Anyway, moving swiftly on to our final Pokemon, and this is my second cleaner. This could really clean in the late game. This is just Trick Room, Nasty Plot, 2 attacks, Kofag. This is such a great cleaner because it sets up on Venusaur if it's not Leaf Storm. Even then it does kind of set up. But basically, Trick Room +2 Z Shadow Ball knocks out Mega Venusaur. Pretty much, and then Hidden Power Fire just because I want to kill the Ferroform without having to Z Shadow Ball it. And hopefully not get T-Waved or anything. So yeah, basically this is what it says on the plan. It sets up on Katana relatively well. It sets up on Breloom. If it's not, I mean, it can set up on Breloom because Breloom will probably switch out of this on this. The only thing I have to, I'm not that scared of Spore. That's why I'm not running any Safety Goggles Pokemon or Sleep Powder and Venusaur because I have TangGOAT. And if he runs Sleep Powder or Venusaur, that's a problem. But I don't think he will. Because either way, that's an unreliable move, and 25% of the time it won't do anything in the game. So yeah, that's fine. I'm very scared of his Superior. I have checks to it. If I can put it in range of Hidden Power Fire, then it's not a problem. If I can get a couple of Carmines up, then it's not a problem. But I'm just very conscious of it doing work in the late game, so I'm going to have to play really, really safely with MAGor. I can't just throw it in. MAGor is going to be my soul switch. It's going to solely switch in to those things, to Superior, and hopefully I can beat it. But yeah, I'll see you guys for the battle. So yeah, so that's my team. Quick recap. That, and that. And yeah, I'll see you guys for the battle. Toodles for like 2 seconds for you. Alright, so we're finally at the game. Nothing strikes me as bad. There isn't that much to say, to be honest. Because obviously I've talked all about it before. But I kind of expect either the Breloom or the Lander of the Ferroform to lead against my team. That's what I will lead with personally. He might also lead off Breloom to try and go off a cheeky Spore. So I decided let's lead off with TangGOAT because it's good against 1, 2, 3, 4 of his team members. The only 2 not being so good against is Superior and Venusaur. So you know, pretty comfortably, I decide let's just lead off here with TangGOAT. So let's go. So I lead off here with TangGOAT, and he goes into Ferroform here. And this is interesting because I didn't expect him to do this. I didn't expect him to lead off here. It's going to Ferroform, so I went for the Hidden Power Fire. His best play was definitely going to the Venusaur and just cock block me. Because by going into Ferroform, he risks taking a Hidden Power Fire, which I definitely expect if I were him, if I were my opponent. But he goes into Ferroform nonetheless, and I wanted to calc the Venusaur spread. That's why I went for the Hidden Power Fire and didn't double out into anything fancy. So I thought if I could get an idea of the Venusaur spread, then that would help me deal with it in the future. So yeah, I go for the Power Fire, and actually goes to the Ferroform, and he takes half. So I'm just like, awesome, I'm going to knock this thing out. I've got no reason not to click Hidden Power Fire the next turn, hits everything super effectively. So I go for it, and he dies. He next goes into Tapu Bulu, and I'm fine staying in and clicking Sludge Bomb. This thing can't do anything to me. If he Nature's Madnesses me, I don't really care. So I just go for the Sludge Bomb here, and I do 54%, revealing himself to be in a Subless set, most likely. Judging by how little Megahorn did as well. I definitely expect the switch out into Venusaur, but I go for the Sludge Bomb anyway, and I do my calcs after this, and that's looking a lot like standard Venusaur damage, just like a more specially defensive one. But I go into Tyranitar anyway, and I just go for my rocks here because this is the only way I can get up rocks. Tyranitar's useless this game. I can get up rocks and go for a rock slide. Max Adamant should do a decent amount. So I go on my rocks here, all is fine. He goes for the Giga Drain, does nothing. Literally nothing, even on the grassy terrain. That's how shockingly bulky Mega Tyranitar is. And yeah, I get on my rocks. I'm pretty happy about that. And then he goes for the Giga Drain. Does 46%, puts me weak. But yeah, I get off my rock slide, and it's awesome. All's well. 40%. That's looking like a Venusaur with a little bit of defense investment. And I die here, which is obviously to be expected. And I decide to go into WHAMdorus and start setting up. And I do this because I kind of feel like I'm either going to win or I'm going to get a bunch of kills. I felt more like I was going to win, but I didn't expect to. So I go for the Can't Mind. He goes into Bulu, and I toss up my Grassy Seed, and I can go for the Hidden Power Flying here. Like, legit, there's no problem. No problem there. And then he goes into Bulu. I think he goes into Katana after this. Yeah, he goes into Katana after this. I can't believe I got that wrong like 4 times. I'm going to knock him out next turn with Hidden Power Flying. He can't do that much to me back. He doesn't do that much to me back at all. I kill him with the beautiful Hidden Power Flying, and he goes into Serp to knock me out, and I'm not scared of Serp at this point in time. Everything that MAGor looks like he can kind of close out the game, so I just go into MAGor this turn. He can't deny me of anything, and I'm just super set to put in some work. So I'm going to go for the Modest Ice Beam here. He takes rocks, and yeah, Modest Ice Beam 2 KOs the Venusaur after rocks, which is awesome. Venusaur taking a lot of damage from an ice move. Well, it wasn't a lot, but it was enough. He goes for the leech, and that's fine. I just go for the Modest Ice Beam here and knock him out. Get my Soul Heart boost, but I'm not really going to use it because he goes into Breloom, and I'm going to hard switch out into my Tangrowth because I don't want to get this to get spoiled. I don't want him to SD up, get to like +6, and then like reverse sweep me with Fight Z or some weird shit. So he goes for the Drain Punch, does nothing, and I just go with Hidden Power Fire here. I go for the Sludge Bomb here, just the damage to what do you call it, Venu Superior, and then I just go for another one and Tangrowth. And then yeah, this is fine because he goes into Superior, and I know that after a Sludge Bomb he'll be in range of Hidden Power Fire from Star Me if he does knock me out. But he goes for the sub. I just click kicking Sludge Bomb. I've got no reason not to. Like, he can't do that much to me with Superior, so I can just knock him out. And he misses a Leaf Storm, and he dies to Sludge Bomb. So yeah, that's the game. Nothing crazy happened that game. He just wasn't really doing anything, if you know what I mean. That's the only criticism I have of my opponent, really. He just wasn't doing anything. But I feel like he definitely misplayed around the Tangrowth. But yeah, I've got the first badge. I'm going to call it the Grass Badge, or the Leaf Badge, or the fucking Leafy is Queer Badge, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, that's the first game. So it was definitely one of the games I was more confident with. There are other matchups which I'm shitting myself against, just flat out. But yeah, that's the first game. This is Lax Attacks, and I'll see you for the next one. Toodle doos, my dudes. Never gonna say that again. What's my saying again? Oh yeah, have a lax day. Bye bye.